M. Night Shyamalan has been very hit and miss in recent years. Anyone who has a personal conversation with me about him will know exactly how I feel. He's the popular director of The Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
Got there in the end. And Signs. But films such as After Earth and The Last Airbender were just massive box office failures. His latest film, though, Glass, ties both Unbreakable and Split together to bring both narratives to a close in a kind of sequel. But is it kind of sequel? Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So starring James McAvoy, Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson, here is the trailer for Glass.
It's amazing to meet you. It is simply extraordinary. Maybe this will all make sense if I explain who I am. My name is Dr. Ellie Staple, and I'm a psychiatrist. My work concerns a particular type of delusion of grandeur. It's a growing field. I specialize in those individuals who believe they are superheroes.
Good for you.
The three of you've convinced yourselves you have extraordinary gifts like something out of a comic book. David Dunn, the only person to survive that train wreck all those years ago.
What do you do?
I'm in security.
You think you have superpowers.
It's a feeling, vision. I have to touch them.
You believe you are a protector.
My name is Patricia.
I have no question there are 24 identities
I'm Mary Reynolds. Por favor, señora. We almost got you, bro.
that live in that body with you.
The beast is coming any minute now for you guys.
But what I am questioning is your belief that you are something more than human.
And yet, it is true.
My bones break easily. I've had 94 breaks in my life.
But you have an extraordinary IQ.
This is not a cartoon. This is the real world.
No way.
And yet, some of us still don't die with bullets. Some of us can still bend steel. I've been waiting for the world to see that we exist. May I meet the beast? I hope for your sake that he likes you. That sounds like the bad guys teaming up. A lot of people are going to die. Don't do this. Are you ready?
What do we call you, sir?
First name, Mr. Last name, Glass.
So that was the trailer for Glass, which is in cinemas now. Verdicts, Beth.
Of the film or the trailer?
The film.
I really liked it. I really enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess the first question that springs to mind for me is this a necessary sequel, or is Shyamalan just kind of cashing in?
I think it's a necessary sequel for Unbreakable.
Yep.
I think that film needed something extra. For Split, it kind of unnecessary. Split didn't really need to be all involved in it. But
Yeah.
it worked, and I enjoyed it. I liked it.
Yeah, I think there's certainly more justification for Unbreakable getting a sequel, because we watched that film recently to kind of recap, and it was very slow. It was like setting something up that never really happened.
Yeah, it was like nothing happened in the whole film.
Yeah.
It was just a big film of nothing, so it needed a sequel.
Yeah, definitely. And Split, my thoughts on that is it just didn't feel like they ever kind of alluded to the whole kind of superpower element in Split, and the whole of Glass was kind of about this idea that they all think that they're sort of superhuman, and it was very much continuing the narrative thread of Unbreakable, where it was all like this kind of comic books were actually a documentation of real people that exist, and that kind of thing. you know?
Yeah. So it did tie in a lot better with Unbreakable. There's no doubt about that. Split itself was geared up, without giving too much away if you haven't seen Split, which you really should have. But at the end, it is very much left open for a sequel or a whole franchise.
Yeah.
So it is a little bit lazy, I think, to just tie it in with Unbreakable. But it does work. If you were thinking, okay, I'm going to do a sequel to Unbreakable and I want to chuck another character in and, rather than creating a new one, it does work. So it goes well and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I've got to say, I'm always on the fence with Shyamalan. I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're not on the fence. You actively dislike most of his films.
Yeah, true. But Glass was all right. I found it got a bit slow in the middle. Like I felt like they started to set stuff up, and just when you're then expecting the narrative to pick up and to get a bit more kind of action filled, they kind of slowed it right back down again.
Oh, I disagree.
But at the end, like the last act, I thought was really good, and there's always a twist. It's Shyamalan.
Of course, there's a twist.
It's just
it's
trademark
his thing,
now,
isn't it? Yeah. No, I really enjoyed it, and I just want to say that James McAvoy was fantastic in it.
Yes.
Like he was just phenomenal. Like I really, really liked him, and I really quite disliked Samuel L. Jackson as a whole, but he was quite good in it as well.
Yeah.
But James McAvoy was just amazing. Like give the man an Oscar.
Samuel L. Jackson was well cast for that character. And I think James McAvoy, it was almost like watching theatre, just seeing what's the play? Is it 39 Steps, where it's like 4 actors playing like 150 different parts or something?
Yeah.
And it was kind of like seeing that, because just on the screen there was no cutting. He would just switch from one character to the next, often with different accents, different languages in some cases.
And the body language as well, and you can see him becoming the different characters. It's not cringy, or you don't think, well, it's just James McAvoy doing a different accent. It's amazing. Like he nails it, and I think like he's so underrated. I think especially for Split and Glass, he's incredible.
Yeah, kudos
really, really
to McAvoy for that. And I thought generally they did well with that film. It was. I didn't think it was a natural sequel to Split, but it worked. It did work.
It did work, and I urge most people to go. Well, everyone to go see it. And little shout out to Bruce Willis as well. He was quite good. I feel like we've left him out.
Yeah,
he was good. He looks old, but he was good.
Yeah, no, it was a solid film.
Yeah.
How does it rank among Shyamalan's sort of body of work?
I'd say it's up there. Yeah. It's one of my favourites for me, actually. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, for me, it's top 5 of his.
Yeah. For me, I'd probably say top 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.